All right, and so now that we've looked at the proscenium arch stage, we're going to look at the thrust stage, which is also another popular type of stage that is used. Here with the thrust stage, this was developed by the Greeks. But apart from it being developed by the Greeks, it was also the most preferred type of stage used during the Elizabethan period. And so Shakespeare and other persons, when they write, they would write their plays specifically to be staged on a thrust stage. Now, the main feature of the thrust stage is that the seating from the audience, it's around the three sides of the stage. So if you also again look at the image here, audience sits on this side, the audience sits on this side, and the audience is also sitting on this side. So the three areas of the stage surrounds, is where the audience will be sitting. And this is also called a platform stage. It's also called a platform stage because of how it is jutted out or projected out into the audience. And that is why it's called a thrust stage, because of this one section that is projected out into the audience. If you again look at the image, you'll realize that this is the back area, yes, and this is the part that is thrust out into the audience. Hence the concept of a thrust stage. And so let us look at some of the advantages of the thrust stage. Now, the performance is more intimate. The performance is more intimate because there's a specific feature of the thrust stage is that there's an area that is projected out into the audience. Now, this section that is projected into the audience and how the seating arrangement happens, it allows for the audience to be closer to the performers. And so because they're closer to the performers, what you find happening is that the interaction and the relationship will be different, hence the intimacy. With the thrust stage, there's still a backstage. Yeah, so even though the audience is sitting on three sides of the stage, there is still a backstage. And so the audience can still go around, not the audience, sorry, the actors can still go around the back, or the performers can still go around the back to change, or they can wait on their cues. It's relatively quite easy for lights and sound because the action is still set in a particular way, and also because it's indoors and how the stage is set and projected, it still allows for the light to be shined and projected and angled directly on the stage. Now, the fact that so many great dramatic works have been written specifically for this type of stage, what it does, it gives it a certain kind of significance in theatre. So therefore, we cannot discuss theatre and not discuss the thrust stage, especially when we look at that rich period of the Elizabethan. And Shakespeare is one of our popular writers across the world who is known for doing great works in theatre, and he wrote many of his works to be performed on the thrust stage. And so let us now look at some of the disadvantages. One of the main disadvantages is that with the thrust stage, you don't have the wings as the same when you have the proscenium arch stage. So because you don't have the wings, what you are going to find is that the actors will not have any space to say stand in the wings and wait on their clues, etc. Yeah, on their cues. And everything happens in full view of the audience with the thrust stage, because you know what, sometimes there's no curtain, and so the audience gets a chance to see everything. So the changing of scene, etc., all of those things will happen in full view of the audience. Yes, there are limited entrances and exits. As I said, there are no wings. Yes, so you're either just going to enter and exit. You don't have enough space and that kind of flexibility. And because of that too, there's room for little error. Room for little, you have no room for no error. Yes, so you have to make it as quickly as possible and try to be as accurate as possible, because the audience will be seeing everything. With the thrust stage, there might be issues with sight lines. Reason being, remember, the audience sits around the stage. Yes, and because the audience sits around the stage, they're always going to be seeing different things, and the actor can only turn his or her body this way at any given time. And so at any point, the performer's back will be to some members of the audience. And so if they stand facing the right of the stage, it means their backs will be turned to the audience on the left. So wherever you take it, their backs will be turned at some point, and this then affects how the audience will interpret the action on stage. And so another disadvantage is that the audience will have a various interpretation of the actions on stage. And because of how the thrust stage is designed, it limits the elaborate set and backdrop that you can have. Yes, that is going to be challenging. It limits the elaborate set, because if you try to put up a certain kind of elaborate set at some point in time, you might end up blocking some members of the audience, or you might just have a small space to work with in trying to get your set up and running. Activity number 2. Of course, you've guessed correctly. You are going to use the resources, the materials, and you are going to transform your classroom into a thrust stage space. Guide your students and allow them, based on the information that we just provided in the video about thrust stage, they're going to attempt to use it and to design a thrust stage in the classroom space.